Hey guys, how's it going? I just came back from shopping. This weekend is gonna be Women's Day, and I'm planning how everything is gonna happen and all of these things. But anyway, so I got this one because of Ramadan. They were actually selling J's on sale. So it's Bavaria Smart. So this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna try it. Non-alcoholic, and then I have some ice here that already melted. I recently made a video about deportation and how in America, I mean, you guys know what's going on with our new president. I say our because I feel like he's everyone. Anyway, I don't know. Some Africans claim that that's the president as well. But anyway, our new president is working really hard to deport illegal immigrants from America back to the countries. How am I going to survive if I come back to Africa? Have I achieved anything? Am I going to be successful? What is the family going to say? And all of these things. And in line with that topic, I got so many GMs. I mean, not so many, but a couple of GMs from people who wanted to know how my move back to Africa was. And I have several videos on my channel, and I've talked about over and over my journey and what I'm currently doing and everything. So, let me read somebody's messages GM on Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I post a lot on Instagram. So okay, let me address the question first. So the first question, because I already have it here, okay, and then I have a bunch of comments and stuff. So the first question that I wanted to answer, somebody asked me, what if you were deported? How would you have reacted, and how would you have been able to cope with everything? Guys, it's really hard to answer questions and situations that you're actually not in. I made a video because I wanted to send peace and I wanted to send hope to those who were actually deported. Unfortunately, it is what it is, but I can, Kanye West said it best when somebody asked him, what if I don't remember the question, but what if he had failed or something like that? And then he said, I guess we'll never know.
Everybody want to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
So I guess we'll never know, because I can talk about I can talk about maybe this is how I would have acted, I would have been sad, miserable, but you never know until you actually experience that. Okay, that alone is already a trauma on its own. So guys, I feel like you're a bit anyway, so I can't answer that question for the people who were like, what if you were deported? Come on guys, what would you want me to answer? Like, it's a case by case, only the people who are actually experiencing it can answer truthfully how they're feeling, right? So another question is, how do you always stay put together with all the challenges that you go through here in Africa? Moving to Africa and deciding to conduct businesses here in Africa was never an easy thing, and I knew that up front. I knew that because I saw other people dealing with a lot worse things. I saw many people losing millions investing in Africa and actually not having any return on investment. Whether you hire family or friends, those people can actually steal from you and all of these things. So as the diasporan, I saw it when I was over there in America. And I always thought to myself, God, please, please, please bless me with the right people, with reliable people, because it's really important as we're moving or we're deciding to move back to Africa, to surround ourselves with reliable and honest people, because the things that can happen if you don't. So I knew upfront that it was going to be hard. Okay, just like I said in that video, the business landscape doesn't get easier; you get stronger, right? So I knew eventually I will have to toughen up and to build that tough skin. So it is what it is. You can't. Yeah. How do you even always stay put together? I don't, guys. I'm not always put together. Like today, for example, I woke up in the morning. It's that time of the month. I wasn't feeling my best, and I made a decision that, girl, remember who you are. Sometimes it's that simple. Okay, you just look at yourself and you're like, who the like I am. I am that. I am that girl. Okay, I am that girl, and I'm gonna get my behind off the bed. And then go about my business. So when people will ask me, how do you always stay put together? I don't. but I work at it every single day. Okay, today's one of those days where I was feeling like, oh my god, it's the end of the, like I wanted to strangle somebody. It's that time of the month, and thank God I did not. So let me answer one of the comments here. Beautiful comment from Neo 2 Libra Complexity. Girl, I see your comments all the time, and I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for being one of the people who always send positive vibes, and you also share your experience and all of that. I'm not gonna read all of it, but let me just okay, let me start here. As I reflect on the idea of success, I think I'm now defining it based on my level of desired peace. Oh my God. I'm just going to stop there, and I'm going to put it right here on the screen so that you guys can read the rest of the thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, please. Let me say this thing. I think Africa gives you the option to live a life of serenity outside of the everyday grind in the US. That is so true. Let me talk about peace, because as I'm getting older, right, I've realized that I am thriving on more peace and peace and peace and peace. Like everything that's drama, like even relationships, whether it's relationship with girlfriends, with siblings, with relatives, with a man, I don't do drama. I just don't. I don't. Like I just want to be at peace. I just want to be at peace. And that is my definition of success, is to have a good amount of joy, of love and peace. Okay? Nothing beats that. Seriously. Not even money. Money doesn't beat that, but we need the money. We need the money, okay? But where she said, I think Africa gives you the option to live a life of serenity outside the everyday grind in the U. Every time I go back to the US, you guys know I follow the money, even though I always claim that I moved back to Africa. But you guys know, whenever there's an opportunity someplace and then there's money calling my name, I'm out. Okay, I'm back in the US like nobody's business. Like I've never I'm back in the US. But okay, here's the thing. Whenever I go back to the US, this is the truth that I'm going to share on here. Whenever I go back to the US, and maybe it's also from the fact that I am not originally from the US. You see what I mean? I think all Africans have that. All foreigners, all people who were not born in a country, we have that, right? That feeling of always, like we live our lives in a different country. I went to the US in 2007, right? And let me tell you this thing: every single year, every single month, every single week, and almost every single day, you feel like you're missing a little part of you. Like there's a part of you that is not here in America. There's a part of you that is actually in Africa, in your home country, in probably in your parents' house, right? There's a part of you that never leaves Africa. And I think all of us Africans, we have that. And that's why a lot of us, even when we migrate to different countries for better opportunities, we always think about, oh my God, Africa, back home. I need to do this. I need to give back to the community. I need to be there for my, siblings, for my relatives. I need to give back. I need to help people, because it's like a string that we could never cut, right? So we have that thing that would never leave us, no matter what we do, no matter who we try to be, no matter how much we change our mindset, we can never leave Africa out of us. We can live from Africa, right? But we can never remove Africa in us. And that is maybe the beauty and the curse of it all. But I don't see it as a curse. I see it as a beautiful thing. And no matter where you're from, I think everybody has that. Now, I mean, some people, it's different because it's probably linked to trauma. Because I know some people seek asylum because maybe in their home country there were war, or maybe they experience, like sexual assault and all of these things. And so for some other people, it can actually be a reminder of trauma, right? Whenever they think about back home. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about for the people like me who, when we left Africa, we're good, but we just wanted more. Okay, I'm talking about that. So when she said, you can live a life, and have like a little bit of a balance, right? I mean, a little bit of a balance and serenity, compared to the everyday grind, the mundane grind of the US. It is so true, because that's how I feel. right? I go to the US, I'm grinding there, I'm hustling and bustling because I need this money. But deep down, I just want to come back home and I just want to sit and I want to hear the birds sing. I want to hear the bar. Right now, there's a bar right here who is like playing loud music. I live by the street. You can hear the sound of the cars, you can hear the sound of the people and all of these things. And it's probably not serene, but it is home, if that makes sense. It is home. So, girl, I agree with you, seriously. And then, following that comment, I mean, somebody responded to that comment saying, I agree. We have to change the narrative and be happy in Africa. And the person is in South Africa. I think, I think we are happy. I think many of us, even after we leave Africa, whenever we come back, we are genuinely happy. Like we are happy. And I think what makes it contradictory is the fact that many of us, we may be happy, but we live in misery. We may be happy, but we don't have food at the table every day. And that is, that thing where people are like, how can I seek for better opportunities when my country doesn't provide better opportunities? How can I have a better career when my country doesn't have enough companies? Um, yeah, sometimes the landscape, doesn't allow us to thrive in Africa, depending which family you come from, which town, which village. Sometimes the environment doesn't allow you to flourish. And sometimes flourishing means leaving from that environment, going to a different place, thriving there, and now coming back and creating your own heaven. You see what I mean? So, yeah, I don't even know if I answered that question. The music is getting louder and louder. So let me answer. Oh, let me check if it's still filming. So the last question, which was not really a question, but it was like a comment on Instagram, somebody GM'd me because of that video, and the person said, I also wish to return back home. I wish to have my own business, but I just don't know from where to start. Here's the thing. I have so many questions when it comes to that. Coming back home doesn't mean you want to be an entrepreneur or you should be an entrepreneur, because many of us, let me say it for the people in the back, okay, for the people in the back, many of us are not set to be entrepreneurs. We don't have what it takes to be entrepreneurs. Many of us, unfortunately, it is what it is. You guys can slap, I mean, you can send a slap through the screen, but many of us are not really suited to be entrepreneurs. We don't have what it takes. I had to train myself to be an entrepreneur, and even though I thought I had it in me, even though I still think I have it in me, there are many days where I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what did I get myself into? Many of us are not fit to be entrepreneurs. So let's start there, okay? Let's start there. Because whenever I talk about coming back, or whenever the diaspora think about coming back to Africa, they think about I will open my own business. No, you don't got it. Like, guys, I don't want to be mean, but many of us, seriously, like, let's be real. That thing they call work-life balance? Give up. Give up. Don't even try. Don't even try. Being an entrepreneur in Africa, if you are not used to the landscape, welcome back. Welcome back home. That's all I would say. I'm a single woman, okay? I'm a single independent woman. And yet, I can barely handle it. Like, there are so many, like when people look at me and then they say, oh girl, you always put together, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Because sometimes I don't have to look like my problems. Sometimes I decide to look like, the next Oprah of Africa, even when I'm feeling like, the woman down the market who has 5 children, who cannot handle, this and that. Like sometimes you feel so shitty, but you still have to put your head out. Okay. Sometimes I want to be in my Beyonce era. I want to be sexy. I want to go to a spa. I don't know why I'm doing all this gesture, but sometimes I want to go to a spa. I want to get a facial. I want to get a good massage. I want to be, like wear like a nice small dress and just be like, and I can't, because as you wake up in the morning, you get phone calls. Madam, we're having this thing. It's broken. There is the water situation at school. The children cannot. Madam, the inspectors came. They're talking about closing down the school. Madam, there is just, it gets to a point where, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who has that dream, guys, can you even imagine how much I thought I would have done by now? How many things I think I really thought deep down when I was so innocent and just a dreamer. I was like, I'm going to change Cameroon. I'm going to change Africa. I'm going to be the face of where we at. Like, seriously, where we at? So, as many of you are deciding, I want to move back to Africa, it would be nice to have a business, abort the mission. I'm not even gonna fuss. You guys can send me slaps through the screen, but I'm gonna tell you, you don't have what it takes. There's a lot of sacrifices, a lot of sacrifices, okay, that you have to make, and you're not ready for it. You might actually lose your partner seeking that entrepreneurship journey, wanting to succeed and getting frustrated, because as you're getting frustrated, as you're getting angry, as you're getting all the, those feelings of being defeated, it just trickles down to your spouse, to your children, to your family. And people start feeling like they start resenting you. Like, why did you make me come here? The African dream is not the African dream anymore. It's the African nightmare. So know who you are. Okay. Not everybody has to be an entrepreneur. Guys, I'm still, sometimes, with everything that I have in my head, with everything that I still want to accomplish in this world, I know there are many things that I cannot do. I'm just gonna dream and see other people make that dream happen. I cannot. I'm not even gonna lie to myself. Like, wow, wow. And to tell you just honestly, on the scale where I am at, because I believe my scale is somewhere here. It's not. It's not. It's somewhere here. It's because I've actually realized that being an entrepreneur is actually way more harder than being an employee. And there's nothing wrong with being an employee. So succeeding, coming back to Africa and succeeding doesn't mean coming back to Africa and owning a business. You don't have to. Okay? Don't waste your time wasting money. For the people who got it, you're good. All right? You're good. Keep on being you. Keep on being the boss. Keep on inspiring us. But for the people who don't get it, don't try. Why? Not everybody has it. And you have to know who you are, and you have to accept that, hey, I don't have what it takes. I don't have the GNA. I cannot make those sacrifices. I just don't have what it takes. Simple as it is. I mean, I can talk and talk and talk all day long about that, because many diasporans, many people are thinking, oh my God, I saw this person building this thing. I want to build my own. I want to have my manufacturing firm. I want to have my store. I want to have, no. If you cannot manage your own finances, your own personal finances, how are you going to manage a business? How are you going to hire people? How are you going to fire people? Because you have to hire fast and fire faster, right? We know that. Because you don't fire faster, you waste money and you waste resources. And it's just a waste of time, really. So I've learned all of these things because I had mentors, right? Those mentors were people online talking like I'm talking to you, and they gave me the confidence to step into those shoes, right? And if I, woo, guys, just like a couple of months ago, I was telling you, my school almost got closed. So the mic stopped working, as you guys will notice. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of voiceover talking about what I was saying at the end of this video. Thank God it was the end. But basically I was talking about how my school almost got shut down, and thank God I had what it takes. Okay, thank God I was fighting my way through the system. And it takes more than just knowledge, it takes more than just resilience, it takes more than just courage. It takes God for us to actually thrive sometime in some of those African nations. Anyway, I was just saying here that I love you guys, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.